Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a collective or general reading, so just be aware parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it right now, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on back then for you, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Seven of Cups. So this is about a bunch of opportunities coming in. Each of these cups has a different gift in it. The cups represent love. So this is a shift that you would love. And so you know, there's different. There's one is about beauty. One is about there's a laurel wreath. There's flowers. There's a snake in one. These cups represent possibilities within challenges. So some of them have more of a challenge than the others. Having said that, the ones with the most challenges also have the most possibilities. But this is saying that you're destined to receive this as long as you put the time and energy into it. You're like a black hole sucking opportunity in. Really, really good energy. And then we have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords represents obviously some sort of heartbreak. Having said that, when you look at it a second time, you realize that heart is quite big for the size of the swords. So this energy is saying that, you know, this is something that you can recover from. And it's talking about sometimes this can represent in a relationship where there was a couple that there was a third person involved. It can represent gossip and slander. Also, it can, you know, harsh words. And so this energy is talking about, you know, healing and some form of forgiveness for yourself and for others. So we'll see what else. I'm just going to double check that I have this camera. Okay, because I was doing different readings. I want to make sure that you're going to be able to see this reading when it comes to the end of it. All right. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is a reward for following your North Star. It's a gift from the universe and from God. So this is, you know, following your God-given mission, and that is your North Star. Your North Star is your guiding star, and that's your North Node. We have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is talking about someone who is contemplating making a move, thinking about, you know, wanting to expand your horizons. He's standing here on the turret of his castle, and he feels very accomplished. I mean, he's holding the world in his hands, and he's got his left hand on this wand and one planted. And this energy always kind of makes me think of an entrepreneur who maybe has been very successful, and now he has one business planted somewhere, and he's maybe thinking about franchising to another city or just another location where you're at, or to another city or province or state, or even across international waters, taking your business more global. So this is someone who feels like they're a big fish in a little pond, and it's time to expand their horizons. This is going on a new circuit, a new cycle. The Fool starts the journey in the major arcana at the 0 point, and then he travels through all the cards until he gets to 21, and they could be in different order. But when he gets to the last card, which is the World, then it's time to start another cycle. And so some people might only do one cycle in a lifetime, and some people might do several to many. You know, it just depends on your character and how, you know, how much you're interested, and how much new basically you're interested in, and just circumstances that happen in life as well. We have the Six of Pentacles, which is representing the energy of learning, give and take. This person is, the pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness, as I said, but they are also talking, a big part of that is money, but it's also talking about lifestyle. So this is someone who has gotten to the point in their lifestyle. There's 10 pentacles at the most in the tarot, and he has 6. So probably like what you would call middle class income, and he is sharing some of his fortune with this person, but this one who's begging is not getting anything, and he has the scales of justice hanging over this person's head, and this is representing that he has learned discernment. And can see that this person has something in their pocket already and doesn't need his money, just is not wanting to have to work for it. And so he's not giving anything to this person. So this represents learning how to invest your time and your energy and also your money in others, and what to invest in, and how much to invest, and what is your expectation, or what return do you anticipate coming in from the investment, that kind of energy. And it's kind of a skill set that you learn as you go through life. We have, let me see here, we have the 3 of Wands now. So it looks like this person has decided now. It's interesting. Maybe someone gave, like this is starting off on a new journey. Maybe you received some money because you got this reward. I don't know how, but like it's looking like you did receive, like you were promised this from the universe and from God, and you were contemplating moving, and now you're on your journey. So it doesn't really show how you did it, but it doesn't really matter. It could be you from your good work here, and that you're taking that now to expand over here, because it's giving you have a lot more opportunities now. So this is someone going through this portal, and we have the right hand is holding a new wand. So this is like you've already moved into that, and now he's down from his turret, and he's down on the ground here, closer to moving. And you notice that this looks like sand, but it's actually water with the sun just shining on it and making it look more yellow. There's ships sailing here, and this energy is talking about his ships are coming sailing in. And he's thinking, I might hop on one of them babies and go for an adventure. That kind of energy. Sometimes this card can represent leaving a relationship because of the cheating, and going ahead as a single person. So we'll see if that is what you're looking at. And then we have the 2 of Swords. So the 2 of Swords is about trying to make a decision about something. And the swords represent, your thoughts and your mind and your mental intelligence. So this person is sitting here, and they're really draining a lot of energy, like sort of stuck in this energy. Their feet are turned out, and that's when your feet are turned out like that, it means you're opening up and draining energy. His arms are crossed over his heart, or his or her, and it looks like a her actually, over her heart. And she's got one sword saying this and the other one saying that. One saying my way or the highway. It's that kind of energy, not having an open mind or an open heart as to the adventure. And you'll notice her right arm is blocking her left one, and that is her logic is blocking her intuition. So this is talking about she can only see 2 ways to solve a problem, and the energy is there's probably several ways to solve it. She needs to use her intuition as well as her logic. And it's talking about a new moon energy. We just had a new moon 4 days ago now. And there was also an eclipse. So a lot of people might be feeling this energy, like, what happened? Because eclipses cause the energy of an eclipse lasts for like about 6 months, and it quite often causes people to really contemplate making bigger moves in their life, like significant moves. And we also have the energy of the it's an 111 here. And so this energy, when it comes up like this in the cards, I bring it up because this energy represents sort of a phenomena from the universe, and it's talking about using your intuition. And so sometimes a lot of people don't really understand like it's kind of a little bit of a game with the universe. This is the 111 or 1111 portal is when all of a sudden you start noticing the numbers 111 or 1111. And it's kind of like, I'll give an example. You're sitting at your computer and you're looking, you're working away, and then you look up and you see, oh, it's 11:11, and then, oh, I've got a bit of time left. You have an appointment at 1:30, and so then you think, I better look up the address. So you Google, map it, and it's at 1111 11th Avenue, and you're like, whoa, that's kind of weird. And then and it's 11 minutes from here. And so as you're going out the door later, you're looking at the clock, and you just glance at it on your way out, and it says 1:11. Your appointment's for 1:30, and you're driving along, and all of a sudden there's a detour, and the car in front of you, it has on the license plate 111. And so this is the universe communicating to you, saying that you are in a very high state of manifestation at this time. And you really need to watch your thoughts, because your thoughts are the vibration that attracts what you want. And to keep your thoughts on where you want to go, not on the problems in getting there. And you'll notice when that happens, all of a sudden the 111 or an 1111 goes by, and you're like, hey, I was just thinking a real negative thought. And you'll catch yourself. And the beauty of that is the more you do it, the more you recognize it, and the less, the more positive thoughts you have rather than negative. And this really makes, this sends a vibration out to the universe that, hey, you're paying attention, and, you want these opportunities that are being promised here. We have this energy of a cup of love coming in. I was wondering, because of this energy here, and it could be that this or that energy, someone might be trying to decide whether or not they should leave. This person's already taken action, and they are planning to leave. But the other person in the relationship might be, I'm not ready for that, or let's give it one more try or something. It could be that kind of energy. We'll see. But this is a cup of love coming in. The knight in shining armor is, represented here. Like the guy you read about in romance novels and see in the movies, with well-dressed, all put together. And he has his cup of love in his hand. And this quite often can represent a communication of, someone who's interested in you. And if you've already been dating, sometimes it can be a significant, like, a commitment that wants to be made, such as a proposal of marriage. And, this energy is talking about the new energy. And as soon as the horses come in, I'm still looking at that, because on January 1st, on January 17th, which was just 4 days ago now, when this reading comes out. Will it be 4 days? 5 days. There was a new moon, and we have the new moon there, and it was also the Chinese New Year, and it was an eclipse. And the Chinese New Year, we ushered in the year of the fiery horse. And so when the fiery horse energy, when any horse energy comes into my readings for the next little while still, I'm going to assume that it's talking about that energy. So the fire horse energy is very high-spirited and setting high achievement goals in, in your career, etc. It can talk about, in matters of love, very passionate and heartfelt. Horses are all heart. The danger with this is setting goals that are so high that they're almost impossible to achieve and in the time allotted, and burning yourself out before you get to the end. And also it can represent being very emotional and making decisions on impulsive actions, or impulsive words. And this is not the energy you want to be in right now. It's not a good idea, because there's so much energy supporting the new energy, but well thought out, and using, the moon was in Aquarius, and Aquarius is very intellectual. So it's really about observing what's going on in your life, and then if you want to change it, doing a small experiment in a certain direction, and then seeing how that works for you. And if it works for you, then you double up on it. And if it doesn't work for you, then you don't waste a lot of time, continuing with that, that direction. So we have the Lovers here. This is the gift coming in. So this is talking about someone who's your divine partner. It can be like a twin flame kind of energy, which a lot of people feel is like a shared soul. And in any case, this energy is, coming from the heavens, basically. The sun is shining on it. The sun represents God. And so, there's this cloud in between. So it's talking that you may not know this person yet, or if you do know them, they haven't been a lover of yours. You've just met, or, and have never had that sort of relationship as of yet. This is the immature competition card. So the Five of Wands is my mean girls card, because if you think about narcissistic cheerleaders who know that they could see the other team was better than them, but they're too proud to admit it, and they have to win no matter what. So if they don't succeed at winning, their mothers will make sure they do. And this is kind of like grade 4 girl energy, when girls are just learning. They're a lot of them at that age are starting. The hormones are starting to change their cycles, or to start their cycles, and they are not very good at those hormones as of yet. And so there's a lot of emotion, a lot of like the energy that you don't want to be in the fiery horse energy. But it's also talking about like having an immature attitude towards competition. So it's not just like, this isn't about adolescent girls. It's just that there's adolescence pictured in here. And it's more like someone who hasn't figured out, and this could be someone that they're 80 and they still haven't figured this out, that when you're in competition with someone else, you're really in competition with yourself first and foremost. Because when the pressure's on, can you perform at the highest level? Like, are you able to turn that on and be even if it's a team, be like a real productive member of your team? And so, you can learn a lot from the competition. I mean, if someone's better than you and you can see they are, you could go, watch what they're doing. If they're doing some sort of, physical sports maneuver, how are they doing it? And just watch them and learn from them, and enjoy the competition. And the competition is really with yourself, being a better version of the last time you were involved in that sport. We have the Five of Swords coming in. So this is a similar energy. It's talking about cutthroat competition, though. We've advanced a little here. This can be like very aggressive energy. This person has fought 2 people already, and they're down on the ground, and he's got his hand on the sword. He'll go for it again if need be. Like he's going to stand his ground of his position. And this energy can also mean that you're fighting within yourself. And that's what this energy also can mean. This could represent your higher self and your higher self network. Higher self network is very similar to the internet that we have. You're on it, you're able to communicate back and forth. And The main difference is on HSN, the Higher Self Network, you're on it 24/7, whether you know it or not. So you're able to communicate with source energy, and through meditation and prayer, and through your intuition. It's feeling rather than thinking. So you have to discipline your mind to be quiet, to be able to receive the cues of the universe. You know, when you're being like the 111 and 1111, and that's why it's coming up, because it's saying when you are strong within yourself and your masculine and feminine energies are balanced, then you're going to attract someone who also is balanced. And that, when the two of you get together, that's a powerful combination. Instead of someone who's completing you. You don't want to be completed by anyone. Well, maybe you want to be, but it's not a good idea. And so we have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords energy is similar to that in this way that this can represent you becoming a better version of yourself. And this can represent, you know, your subconscious mind when you were a young child that was formed, generally up to about the age of 6 or 7. And that energy really, most of us can't remember when we were babies very much at all. Excuse me. There's some clearing going on here. All right, yawning, when you yawn in the middle of energetic energy, and quite often means that you want to clear something for yourself. It's really good for your body to let it go when you're yawning like that. It's almost like, I'm going to yawn again. Anyway, you notice when one person yawns, everybody does, and that just resets people. It resets your nervous system in some way. It's very calming. But the subconscious mind is the thoughts that you have when you're that little, and they're heavily imprinted on you. Even though you can't remember what happened to you through most of it, your mind can, your subconscious mind is absorbing what's happening around you. So basically, you know, the subconscious mind is made up of your environment that you were raised in, and also the energy of the people around you and what they told you who you were. Like, oh, when you were a baby, you were like this and you were like that. And that's how you know, oh, okay, you accept that. But it's not really your thoughts, it's the thoughts of people that were in charge of your care. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is saying that you have a very strong foundation for making money. This is the Pentacles, as I said, are not just about money, but this card is in particular about 3 levels of making money. And this is talking about safe money and, you know, standing on a strong foundation, but not wanting to risk it and not holding you back from having opportunities, because calculated risks are how you get ahead in life and expand your horizons. The second level is your heart's desires, like going for it, for your heart's desires, and then your crowning glory. And this energy, this person is quite short, and it's talking about don't sell yourself short, and be careful you don't miss out on opportunities because you're playing small. And so this is saying it's not the time to play small, but it is a good time to do your research. Again, really important right now that you look into things, that you're not impulsively just doing them. And him with his back to the city represents moving to a new location. Again, like this card here, there's a lot of energy of wanting to move on here. And so yet something is holding you back from moving on. So we're going to look some more here. We've got the Empress coming in. So the Empress is, you know, all 4 queens rolled into one person. She is, and sitting on her throne, she's known to generate energy and also be able, like a magnet, attracting what she wants to her and manifesting at that very high level. She's said to be pregnant with possibilities. Having said that, like, it's like she could actually be pregnant, because that is the card. So if you're not wanting to get pregnant or get someone pregnant, make sure that you're using proper birth control. And then we have this energy here of the Nine of Swords coming in. So the Nine of Swords represents a never-ending nightmare, but it can also represent someone who is just really, really bored and wants to, just, oh, I can't handle like another day exactly the same. What do I have to look forward to kind of energy. And so that's generally what this card is about. And then but it also can be talking about being in this place of where you're just totally and completely bored, and you're doing the same thing day after day after day. It's funny because we just had the Groundhog Day on February 2nd, and Groundhog Day, it's like when you're in a rut and the same thing happens. And, if you look at the pictures, and I've noticed they're still like this, like how I was taught in school, on the internet, where the sun's in the middle and the planets are going around like this in perfect circles. And after 365 days, you come and then you do it again. And this implies that you're like a record, and it's just like going over and over and over again. But in reality, we're moving at a very high speed right now, even if you're sitting still. It feels like you're sitting and we're still, but we're actually, the whole universe is spinning and spiraling and moving as it goes around the sun. So it's more, like this. So you never really are in the same place at the same time. Your daily routine might be the same, but you're not in the same place that you were the day before doing exactly the same. The one constant we can count on is change. And so whether you recognize it or not, change is here. And so a lot of people fear change because they like things, like they want to be in their comfort zone. And we have two cards about being in your comfort zone here. The Empress energy is someone like that really likes the luxury, the comfort of the comforts of life, and has earned that, through hard work and just life experience. And I think I forgot to mention, I did the subconscious mind, but I didn't do that unconscious and the conscious mind. Or I did. I'm in this energy right now where I'm trying to read it and see, okay, where is this going? Because it's like, it's just like a typical everyday kind of situation, but I don't see anything that's so terrible, yet we have this heartbreak here. Now we are seeing a nightmare possibly. This, we'll see what this energy is about. We'll keep going here. We've got the Ten of Pentacles now. So the Ten of Pentacles is like the most you can get. The Ten of Pentacles is talking about ultimate fulfillment. So this energy, we have a cup of love coming in. We've got ultimate fulfillment. We have some competition, but you're in a good place to hold it because your Empress energy. We've got all these opportunities coming in. So what's the problem here? That's what I'm kind of like, what are we doing here? So is this like you have the lifestyle, you have the house, you have the, the family, you have, a partner, you have the pets, you have time to enjoy it, but there's something missing. And so what is missing for you? That you're the passion. Okay, so is this passion for your in your relationship has worn down, or is this a passion just for living in general and for moving on and doing exciting things? This is sometimes a passion for new discovery. So it's sort of talking about this energy here. You've been hard at work is what's coming up. So this represents, again, these cards have been coming up a lot, and I shuffled the heck out of these cards because I was like, why are they all but it's mostly this one and this one and this one and this one and these ones here that are coming in a lot. in these past readings. Using your intuition, making sure you're using your intuition. The 11111 portal has been big, and it was really funny. I looked up at the clock a few hours ago, and I was just starting a reading, and it was 111, and I thought, oh, there we go. That'll be a good reading, and it was. So this is, there's all this opportunity here, but I think you've been busy working. This is talking about making money. This is the only card where they're actually working on the money, like on the actual coin. And so this is being very focused on that. And this can represent that you started a project, and you're on the second one, and you have all of these to go, or you've completed all of these, and you've only got this one and one other one to go. So which you would know, have a better idea what that is about. It's talking about being really focused on making money and making ends meet and that kind of energy. And then look at this, we have the 9 of Pentacles as well. And so it's talking about, this reward. Remember this reward that came in. It's due to your hard work. And it's saying that, you have the lifestyle here. But I think this now is saying this is the pre-Empress energy before you got here. So that makes sense. Because you see how closely they are dressed? And so this is saying that what happened is you got caught in a loop where you wanted that lifestyle, and you were really passionate about getting it. And so you poured your heart into work. And this is talking about having the energy of the 369. And Nikola Tesla, who is very famous scientist, and he is just a brilliant, he was a genius. And he always would say, like, if you knew the beauty of the 369, that you would have the keys to the universe. And that is kind of representing this falcon here. But she has her hand on these 6 pentacles, and these 3 are behind her. And so this energy is this energy here. Like, she wouldn't give any of this 6 pentacles away as of yet, because she knows that she needs that to be able to run her household and have, all her bills paid and her needs met. So she has a plan in action, and she understands what she has and how to use it. She waits until she always keeps her hand on the 6, and then when there's 3 others, those are the ones that she invests in more risky adventures. That's the energy of possibly helping out family members financially or otherwise. And also it could be charity, that kind of energy. But this is talking about how much you've learned here about the give and take. And I feel like this is talking about this 6 pentacles here are ones that you've already worked on. And that's what you have to work with right now. You have like 8 now because of all your hard work. And then moving into 9. And this is going to allow you to put burdens down. So that this card here is the 10 of Wands is representing actions that you've taken or other people have taken that have caused you to have, like, this is a heavy load to carry. And so this heavy load is regarding seeds that you've planted, and they've grown into wands now, and now there's a huge harvest on them. But the harvest, some of the harvest might be challenges rather than possibilities. And so this is all the challenges that you have that you can't see the possibility in. And it could be something like having purchased a home, and now maybe you've met someone and you want to move somewhere, but you can't really, you don't have the freedom really to move right now. The market isn't good in it, it's not selling or whatever. And so what was an asset is now like a burden for you. What once brought you joy is now not bringing you joy. And so this is saying put those burdens down, even if like that means you have to rent your house out or whatever. Look for a creative solution so that you can still move into the energy that you want to be in. because that's how you're going to get past this Six of Pentacles, and also learning that discernment to know that you need to look after yourself first and foremost. I mean, we have a new lover coming in. That's your divine lover. We have all these opportunities. Your intuition is yelling at you. Stay on your path. Stay on your path. Don't get distracted by the competition. Don't be fighting with people. You know, you have a strong foundation. You're almost at the Empress energy here. You know, it's don't give in to boredom or whatever, because like maybe like, you know, quite often when people are just about to reach their goal is when they lose their focus. It just happens to a lot of people a lot of the time. They don't realize maybe a week later would have been their big opportunity after putting all that energy in. 8 Pentacles is a lot of energy. But it's like, you know, to get to the 9th one and then to have like this reward of the 10th requires having the patience to stay on your path, and then all these other opportunities open up to you. And that may require, like this card is saying there might be a better way to do things, and there might be some burdens that you need to put down, especially if you're carrying burdens that don't belong to you, that belong to other people. Let them carry their own burdens. You're almost at your house. Don't quit now. He can't see that he's almost at his house. That's that energy of quitting right before you get there. You don't want that to happen. Yeah, and then look, there's victory. So this is a card of you are able to rein your emotions in, and this competition now is seeing, look at it, it's right on top of it, is seeing you now as victorious. And they see that, hey, you're actually a pretty good leader. And some of them are even willing to follow you, even if it's begrudging, okay? But you are, again, in this fire horse energy where you're using the energy to bring new passion to your life and to the way you think and the way you act. But you are not being impulsive with the energy. You're making, and it looks like maybe you put down half those burdens and realized, hey, you know, this is 6, so maybe you put down 4 of them and said, you know what, you take this one and this is yours, and you know, come and clean out your shift out of my garage. I'm thinking about selling my house. You know, that kind of energy is what I'm picking up. You might have been the person that always says, oh yeah, you can, you know, leave your shift here, you know, and you know, it's really surprising how when you want to get a house ready for sale, how that, like, it can be a lot of work if you have allowed other people to leave their belongings at your place, and then they don't show up to pick it up, right? Because they haven't seen it for 3 years and they've forgotten that it was even there. But you're tripping over it every day. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. We have the King of Swords here. So the King of Swords is someone who, this is professional. Someone that uses their words and their intellect to be able to earn their living. So this isn't someone that's doing hard labor. This is someone that is using, you know, as I said, their intellect. So it would be like someone in a profession. This could represent a politician. It could represent a lawyer. If they're at the top of their game, though. So if they are a lawyer, they're probably a partner in the firm, which, by the way, means that they've been working some long hours. You know, that could even maybe represent your energy. We don't really have, we have lovers here, and we have all these, the Empress and that, but we don't really have anything like saying who you are. So this could be a reading that's for general, like more general than specifically addressing any specific issue, because it just seems like it's more of a feeling of how do I move forward when, you know, the days all seem the same and I just don't feel like working anymore. It's that kind of energy I'm picking up. Just tired, like just tired of the same old, and also just a little bit, you know, and this lover coming in, has this lover come in yet or not? Because I don't really see there's the new passion, for discovery coming in. And then you're in the pre-Empress energy, but you're like, this is talking about an Empress here. So did you take a step backwards, or, and you picked up more burdens, and now you've decided, okay, now I'm going to put them down? I'm not quite sure. Sometimes this can represent a lawyer, a divorce lawyer, and this is, the energy here being, wanting to leave one relationship and then have the new one in. And maybe that was because I said this can be single. I think that's what this reading is actually saying when I look at it in context to all this, that, there was some sort of cheating or something in your relationship, and you left it. And you had to really think about it. But then maybe someone else had offered you a cup of love, and it was someone that you really wanted to be with. And, this kind of, I don't know, it's almost like some competition here, cutthroat energy. Divorces can get ugly. So then there's but that's what kind of stimulated you to get out of this energy and go after all the opportunities that life has to offer. Now that's bringing you into like this Empress energy, where the nightmare is over, and now you have the Ten of Pentacles and the new passion to work at it. And this is talking about the reason that you got to that energy is because you learned here. It's kind of like kindergarten, give and take. And this is now you've graduated from university about give and take. So that makes sense. So now it's talking about not only because you reined in your emotions, but you told people, come and get your shift out of my garage, or it's going to the dump. Come in, that's one burden put down. For some reason, that's really coming up. Someone's, if you're getting ready to sell a house and you're phoning people that have their stuff at your house and saying, hey, come and get it, and they're not, and then they just don't want it, but they just leave it there for you to get rid of. It actually can get very expensive. Also, it's not cheap to have junk hauled away, and the time and energy. So that might be part of this here. Maybe you're really trying to make this move, and you're just getting a lot of resistance from the people around you, because it's almost like they're sabotaging you so you can't leave. You might have family members, or I know it's some sort of energy like that of someone trying to kind of, and I'm getting it's quite subtle, but it's not, because it's keeping you in this position. And so this is talking about someone who's putting a lot of thought into how they can keep you here, is what I'm getting. And just being, through, being passive aggressive is what I'm getting. But this is a blessing in disguise, because like you have already made up your mind, and they're the ones who are going to be shocked, because now you're making them, come and get their burdens. And if they don't come and get them, then yeah, you'll get rid of their shift for them, but you probably, are not on good terms with them anymore then, because they're showing you who they are. And sometimes that's important for you to understand. If you're no longer able to do something for someone, and then they're just not your friend anymore. And that's that. It's good to know that. It's like, it's hard, but it's good to know it. And the Hierophant is here with a blessing in disguise, just confirming that I'm just getting you the kind of person that would, Mr. or Mrs. Nice Guy, having a hard time saying no to people. And the Hierophant is coming in, and this has to be cleaned up, because if you want to be able to be happy in a relationship and in your life, and to have this energy and be in this Empress energy, you have to know when to put yourself first and when to put others, second at some times. Of course, if you have young babies in that, they require care. But I'm talking about, adults and other people in your life that should be able to handle their own shift. And maybe you've been the person that always fixes things for people. And now they liked you better when you were that way than the way you are now. but something has happened to cause this, and you've met someone. I really feel like you've met someone and you want to move, and it's like, like how much more can go wrong for me to be able to move? And it's because there's people subtly in the background making it more difficult for you. And so the Hierophant's coming in to clean this shift up. The Hierophant is like traditional structure, and hey, the justice is coming down from the spiritual realm, and it's time for everybody to, this is a lesson for you to be like the Hierophant and just say, okay, I'm going to stand in my power, and if they don't come pick their shift up, I will deal with it myself, and then I'm just never going to allow them to ever leave anything at my house again. And probably you don't really want that much to do with them, because what kind of a friend is that? Like when you're saying, hey, I'm trying to move, and they leave you to do all the work and the expense. And then that's when you come to the point where, oh, okay, you learn to say no, and you stop being a people pleaser and you go on your path. And I don't feel like this new person has come in yet, because you're still in this struggle. Like you want that, and maybe you've met, but it hasn't blossomed into a relationship as yet, because you're still busy dealing with this. And then once you deal with it, and I feel like this energy is representing you, like you have to be your own Hierophant. You know, you have to be the hard ass that gets shift done. And this is your destiny, is to be happy. This is the happiest card in the deck, and it's shining light on all of this. And I feel like it's just showing that you have been really putting other people in front of you a lot of the time. And it's time now, like you really need to put yourself first. You want to get on your destined path. Look at how happy this child is, just happy-go-lucky on this horse, no reins, no saddle, nothing, no fear. It has this big banner here, and you're just, yeah, I've got that. There's no, like, and the sunflowers are all turning with the sun, and this is just like being really happy. It's given me goosebumps. Like, it's just like a real happy individual that you're meant to be. And then we have some new information coming in from the Page of Swords. And this is, I think, to do with this energy, and this is maybe what shifts it for you. Like, okay, now you finally are going to get out of that house and sell it. And it's talking about, that's just an example I'm using, because we need some sort of example for what's going on. It could be selling your business. It could be getting a divorce. It could be, like preparing for the next stage in life. And so this energy could be like the page is again about your thoughts, your intellect, and your discipline of your mind. But you notice he's not even looking at the sword, which is his element. He's looking away from it, because he is thinking outside the box. How can I get this all accomplished in the most easy way? And then getting it done in that way. Yeah, and the disappointment. I just feel like, yeah, you're disappointed. I don't feel like this is necessarily disappointed in love romantically only, but just disappointed in the people around you. And maybe the way that it's played out, because when this card comes up with this card, it is talking like, look at, there's 3 cups here, and there should only, in a couplehood, there should only be 2. And there's another cup being offered here. And, this individual's like, I'm not taking another cup of love. I've had enough of love. I'll just be a single person. And that's kind of what the struggle is. Like, that's not really what you want. And God is saying, no, you can be happy with someone else. Clean this mess up. And recognize that this happened because of this. Of you, not loving yourself enough first. Because a lot of people don't really get that. But if you don't love yourself, how is someone else going to love you? I mean, they can only love you as much as you love yourself, basically. That's what you're going to attract to you. And so if you want to attract better, then you have to love yourself more. Doesn't mean being selfish. It just means like understanding, hey, you know, like when the masks come down in the airplane, like the stewardess tells you, hey, put the mask on yourself first, even if you have small children. And a mother's instinct is right away, oh, I'm going to put the oxygen on the, you know, get the baby some oxygen first. But like if you faint or something, then who's going to look after the baby? And so that's why you need to do it in that order. So this can represent that you've had several relationships that were very disappointing, or you've had one where someone was cheating, or you've given someone like 3 chances and like they're asking for a 4th and it's no, 3 strikes, you're out, I'm out of here. That kind of energy. We have, yeah, someone was juggling their morals and possibly your money. That's the energy that's coming in. And that's why you, see, it's that energy. That's why you're so hard at work, because you didn't, like, because while you've been busy working hard to have this lifestyle, the people around you have been busy enjoying that lifestyle, like, in their own way. And you do, like, you pick up their burdens for them. This is a people pleaser energy. So this is talking from now on that you're not juggling, you know, the energy. And this is saying, you know, multitasking is good, but when you get to the point where you're multitasking so much, then it can actually become burdensome because you're so busy. And you know, it can lead to quantity over quality work. And, you know, having to do things over again. And it's just about, I feel, about focus. And so this is also an energy that says, don't juggle your options, but don't juggle your morals. And I feel like definitely someone was juggling morals and left you disappointed in the past. And now this is being offered to you and you're still kind of like, oh, is it, you know, is this going to be safe? Well, love is only as safe as, you know, it can only be a certain amount, but it's saying here at the top of the pyramid that justice is coming in for you. And so I feel like this is, that justice would be peace of mind, like just being able to recognize you deserve this. Like when the sun, you know, when the sun is shining on it, it's God's path for you. And it's right under, the justice is right here. So I feel like this justice is more something that you give yourself. And there could be like some money or whatever that went missing, but you still, like, this is the weird part about this reading, why it's hard to grab it, because you're in a very elevated position, like highly favored by the universe. I'm just going to go through this and let's see if we can figure this out. So you have experienced some heartbreak. The Empress, though, is like all 4 queens rolled into one, like someone who's well educated, has, you know, generational wealth, is, you know, loving, and has a lot of unconditional love for, you know, family and friends and all of that. And maybe it's too, like at that point, it's just a little bit too much, right? And then we have, but like it's an energy of like something happening over and over again that's really upsetting you. And I feel like it's other people sabotaging you, but because you're allowing it. And this is like the same, it's not even like you could lose some people and then you make new friends and they start behaving the same way. And it's because you need to figure out what that is within you and stop doing it, basically. Or you have a certain type of lover. Oh, that's my type. And this has come up in a lot of the readings, the ones that were romance. I did all those Valentine's Day readings. And God was saying, you don't have a type anymore. I'm deciding your type. Your type leaves you like this every time. Why would you go for the same type again? And so it's kind of that having to heal that part of you. and so that you can be in a leadership role. I'm getting you're in a leadership role in many ways, but you have a real soft spot for family and people, and that you love in your family, etc. I'm wondering if you're Italian. It's that kind of energy. Like a big Italian family and everybody loves each other, but like it can get really dramatic at times, right? And so we've got this energy here of the multitasking, being really busy, that you've been like, I feel that you've chosen to work rather than love because it's been disappointing. But what you really want is the love. And so to have that, you're going to have to bring justice to yourself, basically. And then we have a breath of fresh air coming in, some new energy coming in, this passion for discovery, putting burdens down, learning the lessons of this give and take. Not like really embracing this energy that, hey, it's good for other people to deal with their own burdens. And sometimes you have to be a little bit, sharp with your words maybe or whatever, and you don't like that, but it's learning how to deal with that kind of conflict and get the job done without having to, you don't have to be overly dramatic or anything. And perhaps that's the, maybe you have, like, I'm picking up this energy again of like, a dramatic family possibly. And you're always the fixer. And it's time to this is saying it's time to let them fix their own shift so that you can move on, accept this romance and have this life and not be in this energy anymore. This is like, there's so many opportunities open to you here. Like, it's just, you have so much to work with. And so just opening your eyes up to it and recognizing it. So that's kind of that reading. It's kind of like I can feel the frustration. And I also can feel like I'm frustrated that you can't see it. I can understand how you're frustrated. I can feel that. Like, it's like, what is it that I'm doing that's wrong? What you're doing is you're putting other people before yourself when you don't need to be. And people will let you do that. And then you're disappointed in them because they, like, if you're really busy, maybe you're trying to, hey, would you come over and help me lift some of these boxes and stuff? And they're their boxes, but they don't have time right now. It's that kind of energy that I'm picking up. So you're learning hard. You're learning that lesson in a hard way maybe, but it's a really good lesson to learn, because once you have it, that's when you're stepping into this Empress energy and accepting all the beautiful gifts that the universe wants to give you. And until you get to an energy where you're willing to accept it, it could be offered to you all you want, but if you can't see it, then you won't accept it. All right, so if you've enjoyed this up to this point, it's good advice for all of us. Like, take a good look right now at what's going on in your life. It's a great time to do it and see which way you want to go. And I'm going to clarify this for those of you who want further clarification. I do, because I want to know, okay, what are some really good steps here that you can take to change this energy. And I'm going to use my my oracle, Tales from the Vector, and I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. I started this in 2007, years ago. I've been really busy, and I was working on it just off and on when I had time. I'm an artist, and so there was some really big paintings. I finished the 64th painting in 2020. And now I'm ready to bring it out. It's been at seminars and at psychic fairs, but it was never complete. And now I'm bringing it out in its entirety. But I want to work on the information booklet that goes with it. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. In the description box below, I'll put the cards as they appear here, so you would know which card to go and look at if you want to go to my website and take a look at them. The numbers listed here are how they're numbered in the gallery. All right, and that will be in the description box below. And what am I getting here now? Okay, whoa, these are the cards that want to come out. Okay, so there's some denial here. What I don't know won't hurt me. Okay, yeah, that's the energy that I'm picking up. Is that it's not like I don't even like. It's not even that your friends are bad people or anything like that, or that your family. But it's more like they're just used to you saying, "Oh yeah, I'll do that," and then you have kind of a resentment after. A little bit of martyr energy is what I'm picking up, and so this is the high priestess energy. And she uses her intuition all the time. She sits in the throne next to God, highly intuitive. And this saying, be more like that, I'm getting a lot of times, you know, you have to take a deep breath. And when someone asks you something, just chomp your like your mouth shut and don't say anything. Put your tongue on the roof of your mouth so you can't talk. And that really helps because that connects you to your source energy. That's you know, if you're really ever stressed out, if you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, it will stop you from, it just calms you right away. You'll notice it if you do it. And it also stops you from talking. Okay, you can't talk, you know. And so just, you know, so that you don't just blurt out, yes, I'll do that. You know, that you stop and think about it. And then you can say something to the effect of, you know, I'll have to think about that and I'll get back to you later. And they'll be like, what? And so, yeah, this is about you wanting to have your own adventures and expand your horizons. And I feel like just wanting to be free and just being, you know, able to make the moves that you want to make. And when we declutter our homes, we declutter our minds, and that is coming up. And so when the horoscope signs come up, I'm not talking about a specific person. I'm talking about the state of being of that sign. We can learn from every one of the signs. And I'm just getting, you're wanting some adventure. You don't want to be like this anymore. Like you feel like you've kind of had it up to here kind of energy. And what is that saying? Talk till you're blue in the face kind of energy. Like people aren't hearing you when you're saying, please come and get your stuff. It's really pissing you off. And so the way to deal with that is give them a date. Either you pick this up by such and such a date, then you have a garage sale and you just start getting rid, you know, you start, and you gave them fair notice. That's all you can do. If they're really good friends, they'll come over and they'll help you with the garage sale and then take their stuff that doesn't sell, you know, that kind of energy. So this is, yes, you're coming, this is card number 21, and it's sitting right on the Fool here. When you make that when you make your mind up in that way, there's going to be no stopping you. You're going to be on a new cycle and it'll be a whole new world. It's just due to lack of awareness. It's kind of like, sometimes we get so busy in life and things are moving along in the same way, and we get in our comfort zone and we don't even realize, you know, this is getting out of hand until it does get out of hand, that kind of energy. And we have the Aquarius energy. Yes, it's good to use your intellect in that. But these days now, because Saturn just moved into Aries, and it's all about responsibility, and Neptune just moved from Pisces into Aries, and it was in Pisces for 14 years. And so that Neptune rules Pisces, and Neptune is all about being idealistic and, you know, happy, you know, kind of like, oh yeah, things will work out, and you know, these people will come next Saturday instead, and then they don't show up again, and you're like, okay, so now that Neptune has moved out of Pisces, it was in there for 14 years. Everything about the way that you were approaching life is needing to change now. You're in Aries energy now, and Aries is the infant of the zodiac, but Mars is the ruling planet. And you think about how much a baby has to learn in the first year. That's kind of how you want to think about this change in your attitude. And it's a change that's going to come over the whole globe. Like this energy of we can't do things the same old way. We can see that in the news right now. There's a lot of systems coming down that are not working. And so it's not just you, it's a feeling. And then this fire horse energy coming in is empowering us to do that, so long as we do it, you know, in a non-impulsive way, that we put some thought into it. Okay, what is it that I really want? You know, like, you have so much going for you. And that's why I think part of that is what's hindering you, because other people maybe are jealous of you and they don't see how much you work. Some people make things look really easy. And I'm just getting, you have a lot of talents and a lot of ambition, and it just comes natural to you. And so you have to, you know, if you keep going in the direction you're going to become bitter. And, you know, you'd rather be better than bitter. And the justice I'm feeling has to come from you. Because, really, I'm like, probably a lot of people wish they were you. And so they think, oh, well, you have it all. Like, you can afford to, you know, to pay to have my stuff hauled away rather than me. You know, it's just, and people just, it's funny how that is, you know. A lot of times when you're going through hardships too, like, you might have been really disappointed in a lover. I'm getting it wasn't like a real major, because you have a new, like, I feel like your focus has been more, less on having that energy in your life, but now that's what you really want. And it is coming in for you, but you have to clean up what you have. And there's no shame in that. I'm just getting that for you, saying no, sometimes it's really, really hard for you. And then we have attachment. So yeah, attachment is the mother of all the karmic spaces, because once we become attached to something, we can fall into all the other karmic spaces. Like, you know, we want to hang on to what it is. And even if we don't like it, it's so weird how we are, you know, that kind of, and the kind of the attitude of the people around you is like, what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. That kind of energy. They've just gotten used to it. And the Chariot. So this is happening for you right now if you want it. And I'm getting you do want it. So just make it happen. Just like you make it happen at work and in the goals that you set. Make it happen in your personal life is what, and you know, it's kind of like, your expectations of other people wanting you to succeed on this journey. They like you better the way you are now, or the way you were. They prefer when you're in this energy where you'll carry their burdens for them, sorry. And you don't want to believe that, but you don't need to believe it. Just take a look around you and you'll notice it. You're the superstar. And so this is talking about wanting to have the harmony. And I feel like you have a lot going for you now, but wait until you make this decision. You'll be shocked how much better you feel. That's what I'm getting. You're going to be like amazed how much better you feel. As hard as it is, once you get used to it, then it's easy to say no. And yeah, that's when the lover comes in. And then you'll be in a place like where you're really ready for that energy. And, you know, that's when you find someone that really adores you and you really adore them. And then you get to enjoy all of this abundance together. And this is about using your insight as well as your, your third eye energy, instead of just using logic, so that you have, and then look at the Wheel of Fortune is at the top here. So this is talking about, again, the synchronicities. You know, pay attention to the 111 and 1111s if you see them, and recognize the Wheel of Fortune is wanting to turn here for you. And it already is, actually, I'm getting. So this is like a really, like, I like this energy, because I think a lot of us get stuck in these ruts, like where we, it creeps up on you and you don't realize, and then one day you wake up and you're going like, I'm not happy anymore. What happened? You took a week off, and then you realize you had time to really take a look at your life. And so I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment if you have. And I will be back with another daily reading again for you tomorrow. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. I would be honored if you did so. Bye for now.